Imagine walking into your bathroom, lifting the toilet lid, and seeing that ugly, stubborn ring staring back at you. The one you've tried scrubbing 100 times. The one that just refuses to disappear. And today, we're not just going to clean it, we're going to make it vanish in a way that feels almost unreal. But here's the crazy part. What I'm about to show you works even on toilets that are 10, 15, even 20 years old. And the best part? You won't be scrubbing at all. Yes, you heard that right. No brushing, no hard work, no endless rubbing. Just one simple trick that most people completely overlook. But before we jump in, I need you to pay very close attention because one tiny mistake at the start can completely ruin the result. And this is exactly where most people fail without even realizing it. Now, before we even touch the toilet, there's something you need to understand. That ugly ring you see isn't just dirt. It's actually a hard layer of mineral buildup, mostly calcium and lime from hard water. And that's why normal cleaning doesn't work. You can scrub all day and it will still come back because you're not removing the root problem. You're just scratching the surface. But what if instead of fighting the stain, we make it break itself apart? Sounds crazy, right? But stay with me because this is where the magic starts. First, you're going to lower the water level in your toilet bowl, and this step is more important than you think. If you skip this, the entire trick becomes weak and almost useless. Just take a cup or pour a little water out until the ring is fully exposed. Now, you're probably wondering, why does this even matter? Because what we're about to use needs direct contact with the stain, not diluted water. And trust me, what happens next will surprise you. Now comes the main trick, the one that changes everything. Take a descaling agent like vinegar or citric acid solution and slowly pour it directly over the ring. Don't rush this part. Go slowly and make sure every inch of that stain is soaked. As soon as it touches the surface, it starts reacting with the minerals, breaking them down at a microscopic level. But wait, this alone is not the full trick. This is just the setup. What comes next is where things get insane. Now grab some baking soda, and here's where you need to focus. Sprinkle it directly over the same area where you just poured the liquid. The moment it touches, you'll start seeing fizz, bubbles, a reaction that looks simple but is actually doing something powerful underneath. This isn't just for show. This fizzing action is what lifts the stain away from the surface. It goes under the ring, breaks its grip, and slowly starts pushing it out. And right now you might be thinking, is it really working? Don't worry, we're not done yet. Here's the part where most people mess up. They don't wait. You need to let this reaction sit for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Yes, I know it's tempting to flush right away, but if you wait, something incredible happens. The longer it sits, the deeper it penetrates. And those old, stubborn rings that looked permanent, they start loosening without you even touching them. And when you finally come back, you're going to notice something shocking. Now, before you flush, take a close look. You might already see parts of the ring fading, breaking, or completely disappearing. And this is the moment where most people get excited. But hold on, because I'm about to show you how to make this even more powerful. If your toilet has really old stains, I'm talking about those dark, thick rings that look impossible to remove, then here's a secret upgrade. Take some toilet paper and soak it in the same vinegar or citric solution, then press it directly onto the stained areas. Make sure it sticks, like a mask covering the ring. Now, this might look strange, but what it does is keep the solution in constant contact with the stain, without drying out. And over time, it works deeper and deeper into the buildup. Leave it like this for an hour, or even overnight if the stains are extreme. And when you remove it, you're gonna see a difference that feels unreal. But wait, what if I told you there's a way to make this process twice as fast? This is where the hot water trick comes in. Before adding your solution, pour a small amount of warm, not boiling water into the bowl. This slightly heats up the surface and helps the reaction work faster and stronger. It's a small step, but the impact is huge, and this is something almost nobody talks about. Now, let's say you've tried everything and there's still a faint shadow of the ring left. This is rare, but it can happen with extremely old toilets. In that case, there's one final method, and this one is powerful: a pumice stone. But don't worry, if used correctly, it won't damage your toilet. Gently rub the remaining stain while the surface is wet, and you'll see it disappear almost instantly. No force needed, no aggressive scrubbing, just light pressure. And just like that, even a 20-year-old ring is gone. But here's something most people never realize. Even after cleaning the bowl perfectly, the ring comes back. Why? Because the real problem is hiding where you can't see. It's inside the tank. Over time, minerals and bacteria build up in the tank water, and every time you flush, that dirty water refills the bowl, slowly creating the ring again. So if you want permanent results, you need to fix the source. Open the tank lid and pour some vinegar or a cleaning solution, let it sit for 30 minutes, then flush. This simple step keeps your water clean and stops rings from forming again. It's one of the easiest things you can do, yet almost nobody does it. And now comes the final secret, the prevention hack. Because once your toilet is perfectly clean, the goal is to keep it that way forever. Just once a week, pour a little vinegar into the bowl and let it sit for 10 minutes before flushing. That's it. No scrubbing, no effort. Just a simple routine that keeps stains from ever coming back. So now think about this. No more scrubbing, no more frustration, no more wasting time on something that never worked. Just one simple method, a few smart tricks, and a completely clean toilet that looks brand new. And the best part? You did it without breaking a sweat. But here's my question for you. When you try this, what was the result? Did the ring disappear instantly, or did it take a little time? I want you to come back and share your experience, because what you're about to see after trying this might just shock you. And just when you think you've seen the best part, this is where things get even more interesting. Because what most people don't realize is that not all toilet rings are the same. And if you use the wrong method for the wrong type, you can waste hours and still see no result. So before you celebrate too early, there's one more layer to this that almost nobody talks about. And once you understand it, you'll never struggle with toilet stains again. Take a closer look at your toilet right now. Is the ring light brown, dark black, or slightly orange? This small detail changes everything. A light brown or chalky ring usually means hard water buildup, which you just learned how to destroy using the acid plus foam trick. But if the ring is darker, almost black or greenish, that's not just minerals, that's mold and bacteria buildup. And here's the shocking part, if you treat mold like a mineral stain, it will keep coming back no matter how many times you clean it. This is why some people feel like their toilet never stays clean. Now you know why. So here's the upgrade most people miss. If you notice darker stains, before using the main trick, add a disinfecting step. Pour a small amount of bleach or an antibacterial cleaner into the bowl and let it sit for 10 minutes. This kills the root cause, the living organisms, before you remove the stain itself. Now when you follow it with the fizzing reaction, you're not just cleaning the surface, you're eliminating the problem completely. And this is where the real transformation begins. Now, imagine this. You come back after letting everything sit, you flush, and suddenly that thick, ugly ring that looked permanent just breaks apart. Not fades slowly, not partially disappears, but literally detaches and washes away like it was never there. This is the moment that shocks most people, because they've spent years believing these stains are impossible to remove. But now you're seeing it happen right in front of you. But don't walk away just yet, because there's a tiny finishing step that takes your result from clean to like new. After flushing, take a damp cloth or sponge and lightly wipe around the bowl. No scrubbing, no effort, just a quick wipe. What this does is remove any loosened residue left behind by the reaction and instantly reveals that bright, smooth porcelain underneath. This is the step that gives you that brand new toilet look. Now, here's something that will blow your mind. The reason this method feels so easy is because you're not fighting the stain anymore. You're using chemistry to do the hard work for you. Instead of scrubbing against a hard surface, you're dissolving the bond that holds the stain in place. And once that bond is broken, the stain has nowhere to hold on. That's why it just slides away. But wait, what if your toilet has those really stubborn rings that come back within days? You clean it, it looks perfect, and then suddenly the ring is back like nothing happened. This is where the hidden water quality issue comes in. If your home has hard water, minerals are constantly being deposited every time you flush. So even after cleaning, the process starts again immediately. But don't worry, there's a simple trick to stop this cycle. Drop a small amount of citric acid or a toilet safety scaling tablet into the tank once a week. As it dissolves slowly, it treats the water before it even reaches the bowl, so every flush becomes a mini cleaning cycle. Over time, this completely stops ring formation. And the best part? You don't have to do anything daily. It works automatically in the background. Now, let's talk about one mistake that can ruin everything: mixing the wrong cleaners. This is important. Never mix bleach directly with vinegar or other acids. It creates harmful fumes and can be dangerous. That's why if you're doing the disinfecting step, always flush once before moving to the acid plus baking soda method. It's a small safety step, but extremely important. At this point, you might be thinking, this sounds too simple. Does it really work every time? And the answer is yes, if you follow each step properly. The key is patience and sequence. First, expose the stain, then apply the right solution, then let the reaction do its job, and finally, rinse and reveal. Skip one part and the result drops. Follow everything and the result feels almost unbelievable. And here's something interesting. Once you clean your toilet this way, you'll start noticing something else. The water will look clearer, the surface will feel smoother, and even the smell of your bathroom will improve. That's because you didn't just clean what you can see, you removed the hidden buildup that was affecting everything. Now, imagine inviting someone over. They walk into your bathroom, and instead of seeing stains or dull surfaces, they see a clean, bright toilet that looks almost new. No one will know how easy it was, but you will. And that's the real power of this method. So now the real question is, are you going to try this the same old way you've always cleaned, or are you finally going to use a method that actually works? Because once you see that ring disappear without scrubbing, there's no going back. And when you do try it, pay attention to that moment right after you flush. That second where you look down and realize the ring is gone. That feeling right there, that's what makes this trick so addictive. Now go ahead, try it, and get ready to be shocked.
And now we've reached the moment everything has been building toward. You've seen the stains break down, you've watched the reaction do its job, and now it's time for the final reveal. This is the part most people skip too quickly, but if you do it right, this is where your toilet goes from just clean to looking almost brand new. Take a deep breath and slowly flush. Don't rush your eyes away. Watch closely as the water swirls. This is where all that loosened buildup, all those years of stubborn mineral deposits, all that hidden grime finally gets carried away. And right at that moment, as the water settles, look at the surface. That ring, the one that refused to go away no matter what you tried, is now gone. Not faded, not partially removed, gone. And if you're seeing even a slight shadow left behind, don't panic. This is completely normal for extremely old stains. But here's the part that will surprise you. At this stage, the stain is already weak. It has lost its grip, which means even the lightest touch, a soft wipe with a sponge, or a quick second round of the same method will completely erase it. No effort, no frustration, just a smooth, clean finish. Now, run your hand or a cloth gently along the surface. Feel that? That smoothness? That's what a clean porcelain surface is supposed to feel like. No rough patches, no hidden buildup, just a clean, polished finish. This is the difference between scrubbing blindly and cleaning the smart way. But before you walk away thinking the job is done, there's one last thing you need to lock in these results permanently. Because here's the truth most people don't realize. Cleaning your toilet once is easy. Keeping it clean forever, that's where the real game begins. So here's your final system, the one that makes sure you never deal with these rings again. Once a week, just once, pour a small amount of vinegar into the bowl and let it sit for 10 minutes. No scrubbing, no extra steps. This breaks down any early mineral deposits before they turn into visible stains. It's like stopping the problem before it even starts. Then, once every couple of weeks, don't forget the tank. Open it up, Add a bit of cleaning solution, let it sit and flush. This keeps your water clean, which means your bowl stays clean automatically. No hidden buildup, no surprise rings coming back. And that's it. No complicated routine, no expensive products, just a simple system that works. Now, step back for a second and look at what you've done. A toilet that may have had years of buildup, stains that looked permanent, all gone using a method that required almost no effort. This is the kind of result that feels satisfying every single time you see it. And here's something interesting. Once you try this, you'll start noticing similar buildup in other places too. Your sink, your shower, your tiles, and you'll realize the same principle applies there as well. Break down the buildup, don't fight it. But let's come back to this moment, because right now you've learned something most people still don't know. You've seen a method that actually works, not just temporarily, but in a way that solves the root problem. And that puts you ahead of almost everyone else still struggling with the same issue. Now, I want to ask you something. When you try this method, what was your result? Did the ring disappear instantly, or did it take a second round? Was your toilet lightly stained, or was it one of those extreme cases that looked impossible to fix? Drop your experience in the comments, because I read every single one, and your feedback might help someone else finally solve a problem they've been dealing with for years. And if this worked for you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who's still struggling with stubborn toilet stains, because trust me, once they see this, they're going to be just as shocked as you were. And before you leave, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because I'm constantly testing simple, powerful cleaning tricks like this, the kind that actually save you time, effort, and money. Because the goal here isn't just to clean better, it's to clean smarter. And now that you know this trick, there's no going back.